I got a secret to tell you. We made it! Well, would you look at that? That top secret, we made it. Even if you didn't think you were going to, you did. Even if you had a phenomenal year, there's an opportunity to have an even more phenomenal year in 2025. Welcome back to Small Talk with Stacy, January 1st, 2025. It was 12 months ago today, probably at the same time, that I decided to start a YouTube channel. I had gotten up that morning, I prayed about the new year, and my eyes were a little glazed because I had been crying with joy in prayer and praise and worship. And I decided if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. So I turned on my camera and recorded a video looking crazy and busted. But I knew if I didn't do it then, I would never do it. So showing an imperfection, not in only how I looked, but how I presented myself. I wasn't sure what to say. I was nervous, but I thought I'm stepping out. I don't even know if it was a faith walk. I don't even know, but I stepped out, and I was still being a little chicken-ish about it because I only told 5 people. Hey, I started a YouTube channel. Take a look. Let me know what you think. I know I look crazy, but just let me know. Ooh, just so unsure and a little insecure about it, even though I felt like this is a move in the right direction. And I now have 104 subscribers. And it might not seem like a lot when a lot of people are boasting about having I have 1 million subscribers or followers. I have 500,000. I have 104, and I am happy for each and every one of you. Considering I told 5 people. Considering that I was as consistent as I could be in learning how to make the videos and upload them and finding content that is interesting. That is difficult. You can hear a news story, something that's all over the media, all in the shade room, gossip, things that are happening in entertainment or just culture, just in the world, in society. By the time you've made it home, I've read or watched 1 million videos. So what else can I say? Am I adding to this? The stories that got the most traction were, of course, about Diddy and now more recently, Jay-Z, and just things that are happening in the world. And by the time life happens, you get home from work and you do some other things, the next day the story is over. It's kind of old news. So you really have to kind of jump on it at the time. And I didn't always have the opportunity, or if I'm honest, take the opportunity to do that. So by the time I was like, okay, I'll do a video, it's old. And by the time I posted, it's older. Yeah. So I am going to try to do a little bit better about that this year. And I understand and I accept that every channel, everything in life has its own audience. So I can't, shy away from doing stuff because I think, oh, so many other people did. There are people who actually want to hear what I have to say about it. I'm accepting of that, and I have to be responsible with my words and things like that. So I'm proud of myself that I made it this far. I'm going to keep going. I was getting a little discouraged because it didn't seem like the channel was growing at a rate that I thought everyone else's grew. And I started actually paying attention and listening to the people that I follow, that I didn't start following until during the pandemic. They've been online for 8 years, 11 years. They've been doing it a long time to have grown this following, and they talk about their humble beginnings. So that was encouraging. So I'm like, you know what? Me and my 104, we're going to keep going. We're going to do it, and I'm going to see where it goes. So my goal initially was only to do the channel for 1 year. It was just a challenge for myself to see if I could do it, if I had the nerve to do it. And then something said, just keep going. All things I hate to say it because it sounds morbid, but like all things come to an end. And so when it's time to end, it will. I don't have to force the ending. So keep going. As long as I enjoy doing it and you enjoy seeing them, we're going to keep doing it. Okay? So please like my page, subscribe to my page, like this video, go back and like all the videos if you need to. I welcome that, and welcome once again. So we're starting the year, and in addition to all of that, I definitely want to thank you, even if you stopped by and watched it for 2 minutes. My videos aren't long, but if you stopped by and watched it for 2 minutes, if you've ever commented, thank you. If you, especially if you subscribed, thank you, because you didn't do it out of obligation, because I only told 5 people. And I can almost guarantee that those 5 people did not subscribe. I can almost guarantee that. But it is what it is, and I'm happy to be here. So this new year, I used to wear myself out with the superstition of I need to have all my clothes washed. I need to have all my dishes washed. I need to have my linen changed. I need to do... And I did those things for the wrong reasons because of the superstition. And I changed it to, I don't want to take into the new year how the old year has gone out. But what if you had a fantastic year? Do those things still apply? So I decided to curate a different way of how I don't want to say dissolve, but like how the year, the ending of a year transitions into the top of the next year. So I talked a few videos back about me and a friend trying to be the best women we can be. It's not only about finding a man and getting married, but actually finding that peace, actually being happy with who you are. There is no competition. There is no race when you are operating at your highest. Can't nobody touch you, because can't nobody outdo you being you. And the only competition is with yourself. So it doesn't matter how many other people are getting married. It doesn't matter how many other people are getting new cars, new jobs, new homes, new traveling or whatever. Do what you need to do for you. Live your life according to you, and all of that, when the dust settles, you're at peace. You're doing what you need to do for you. And so some of the things, of course, we tackled were about fitness. How does being my best version, how does that look like? Like, how does that look? What does that look like? What does my body look like? What does my hair look like? What does my skin look like? Do I treat the skin on my body as well as I treat the skin on my face? Do I? Do I treat the clothes, the care that I wear under the clothes, like the foundations, your undergarments? Do you take as much care about selecting those as you do about the clothes that everyone sees? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel sexy? What makes you feel intelligent? Can you hold a conversation? Can you spark a conversation? How interesting are you? Right? And a lot of people do a lot of talking because they think it makes them look interesting. And I heard someone say here recently, it's better to be interested than be interesting. To engage in conversation and actually learn about the other person, actually create the conversation in a way, the atmosphere that it's engaging, that you actually learn about the other person, so that you know whether you want to engage with them or not, or you learn something. You actually learn something that edifies you, so you grow as a person, can add to your pot of greatness. You never know. So we started this list, and we meet every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Pacific. And it has been the best motivator, because we have to report out what were our accomplishments for that week. Can speak, I guess, for myself, but I can speak for my friend also, that there are times that we've been great procrastinators and things. I am the ultimate planner. The execution is where it gets a little short. And so when I know I have to report out, I would have had to have done something that week to report out. I show up to the call, I'm like, oh, I did nothing. I binge watch shows all week. No. So we got to jump start. And when I tell you that the superstition of getting things ready for the new year started in November, and I think probably October, and I've done like a huge purge of my home. I have been here since 2011. There's a lot to get rid of. A lot of things I haven't worn, haven't used, hadn't seen, didn't even know it was there until I started going through things. Get rid of it. Make space. And I can't even tell you how clearing a space, I feel like stress is relieved. If I look at a space that was once cluttered, maybe I had some shoes there, or maybe whatever it was, and there's nothing there, I actually feel a relief. So I now get why people who are minimalist, they don't have a bunch of things, a lot of tchotchkes, a lot of mini appliances and things, and like the counter spaces, your top of your dresser drawers, your closets, they're organized. It is a stress reliever. I now get it. So just moving through that and just being the best woman I can be. And I feel amazing. I feel amazing because I am focusing on me, not on what someone else is doing, what someone else is thinking about me, what someone is saying about me. Like, I'm focusing on me, and you have nothing to say. And if you do, hey, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. So one of the things that I'm going to do this year, well, actually a few years ago, I took a mason jar and created, there's a G here. I don't know if you can see it. It was for gratitude. And so I took Post-its and I decorated the jar, took Post-its, wrote something daily or as best when I could remember. And I would fold them up and put them in the jar. So at the end of the year, I would go back and see what I was grateful for, which also kind of lends to give you some remembrance of what you did that year. If you had a date that went really well, even if you're not even talking, if you're not in communication anymore, at least you remember you had that date. Like, oh, I remember I did do that. Oh, I remember, so that was awesome. I'm graduating this to be a goodie jar. I'd seen on social media that people were doing like solo dates. And I saw a girl that put solo date ideas in a jar and she would just pick them. And that's what she did for the day. And I was going to do that. And I'm like, okay, take inspiration, not copycat. Don't mimic. What works for someone's life is wonderful. And if it works for you, that's fine too. But I'm like, I haven't graduated to the point that I want to do solo dates. I do enough by myself that I don't need to create time. Like I do self-care pretty well. Could be a little bit more consistent with it, but when I do it well. So I don't really need that. So I've decided to repurpose my gratitude jar into a goodie jar. And I'm going to put things in it like ideas of what I want to gift myself. The rewards when I have achieved a goal. It could be a goal goodie box, a goodie jar. And so I'm going to do things like I will have maybe a slip that has a solo date planned in here. I can pick it. Things that I want. I would love, and I didn't gift myself this for Christmas, but I would love to have a pair of bamboo pajamas. Put that in there. So when I go in for my goodie jar, if I pick out bamboo pajamas, that's what I'm going to buy. And it may be an adventure to go take myself out to lunch while I'm searching around town for these bamboo pajamas. But, that's in there. Things like maybe going to the movies. I have a foot spa here. I have discovered a few years ago foot spas. They're like little places you go. You do a foot detox and they give you from the knee down the most amazing massages. And then they kind of massage your neck and the top of your back, and sometimes I think maybe like a little head massage as well. But put that in there. So if I pick that, that's what I'm doing for the day. We have a place called King Spa. That's a Korean spa that you go. You sit in the sauna rooms, the ice rooms. They're like detoxing and things like that. They have like the I forget what kind of baths they are, but they're warm baths that you can take, and it's an awesome place to go and just relax, detox, and just enjoy the experience. So I'm going to put those type of things in this jar, and when I achieve a goal, go and pick it up, and I have to achieve the goal fully to completion. And hey, I may buy myself a new bag, pick it up, or a new wallet or something like that. Pick it up. That's what I got for today. We're going to the mall, or we're going to the flagship store that sells the bags to get it. So things like that. I have rediscovered fragrances this year. My favorite fragrance is Chloe. That smells the most amazing on me. It just does it for me. But I don't want to be like a one-trick pony. So I have discovered, well, I didn't discover it. Instagram beat me in the head with these ads for this Ocha. And so I have 3, the Gourmand, the Candy, and this is just another, just discovery sets. They are sets at about $12 to $15, and they give you several samples of, okay, we were so rudely interrupted by the lack of storage on my iPad. But yeah, so I started testing. That's not even my dog, that's my neighbor's dog, so forgive that. Feisty little booger. Little, has to be about 10 pounds, but the best guard dog ever. I benefit from it because it's next door. But anywho. So when I go through here to make sure that I remember which scents I really like, I turn them the opposite direction. So here's the top, and then here I turn it upside down if I like it, or I don't like it, whichever way I decide. But so I know there's a difference in those. So I do that. So it's awesome. It has been awesome experiencing new fragrances and just kind of, but it also is solidifying the fact that I know I'm a Chloe girl. That just works. Nothing has outshined it. Nothing has even come close. Nothing has even come close. So, but it is fun nonetheless. Another thing that I want to talk about in this video is that at the top of 2024, my goal was to surrender to God. And I didn't know how hard that was going to be, because I actually thought I had been doing it before, and I had not. I didn't realize how much obedience, how much consistency, how much vulnerability to God, who I know will never hurt me. And if there is some pain involved in the process, it is to grow me. And I have learned to accept that and love that, because I know I'm going to get through it. And so there have been some things that have tested my patience, who have, some things and some people who have actually shocked me, who I revered as being extremely solid individuals, only to realize that I don't think that they're bad people, but I was I was emotionally manipulated by them, by their story. And some people just naturally have that. It's just who they are. I don't even know if they recognize they do it. It has been a means of getting their way, and having the people in their lives that they want in their lives and things like that. Sometimes you just got to snap out of it. Were my favorite people until I realized that the relationship I thought I had was highly romanticized by me, by the need and the desire that I have for the relationships in my life, whether it's a friend, whether it is love potential, whatever. It was romanticized by me, and I had to wake up. So there's room, and I'm happy about it. I feel elated about it, and I'm open. to what this openness means. I'm open to what this openness brings. I have a level of peace that I don't even know I've ever experienced before. Because you're told to do this, you think you're gravitating toward people who you can learn from, grow with. And again, it could be in any, all relationships are relationships. Whether a stranger, if you interact with a stranger, that is a micro relationship. You know, if you conversed and things like that. So I've had to learn the difference between what I want and what I need. At this big age, I have just learned about, I'm not just learning about it. I've always known about this, but my ability to separate people in my life based on the need. If what they're good at, if they're good at having, we go and have fun, that's just what it is. If they're confident, that's just what it is. Sometimes if you are blessed, one person holds a lot of attributes that could benefit your life. And sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. So I've just finally got grounded in just accept people for who they are and what they can offer you in your life. Take the meat, throw away the bones, as they say, and accept it for what it is and move on. But enough of that, because I'm not dealing. 2025, I don't tell grown people about their behavior. I don't raise adults. And I'm still trying to raise me. So people are going to be who they are. Accept it for who they are. Recognize them for who they are. Deal with them according to how they pour into you, and move on. I don't have time. So let's talk about the roses and the thorns of the past year and what we want to do better, differently this year. The thorn, I'll start with the bad news first, is that I didn't travel the way that I wanted to. I only went on one little trip. It was cool, but it was at the top of the year, so I had to go. It was in the spring, so I had to go the rest of the year. I did not take the time to properly plan a trip. And I hate that I didn't do that. I regret that. And I feel flights in my spirit. So I need to go. I need to do that. So this year I will do better. The roles is that although I made plans, some greater things happened. Like I challenged myself and I actually rose to the occasion. I started a book club this year. Last year. It's a little book club that could now. People say what they want and what they want to do, but they don't participate. But that's on them, not on me. I have the accomplishment. I started this. I have people that are interested. I have people that show up. It's just not the full quorum of people that said that they, would love to participate, or they're looking for something like this to do and all of that. But hey, the small membership we have, we doing it, and I'm enjoying it. And I hope that grows in 2025. With people who have genuine interest in reading and kind of being social, because we're doing other things too, just to build community and stuff like that. So I'm proud that I've done that. I made some updates around the house, and I had been screaming that I was going to do that for years, and just felt like, I need a husband to do this, and I want to do that. Girl. So I've made some adjustments. I'm calling them minor adjustments, but they were kind of major because I've not done things like that before. Painting floors, appliances, making a decision because it's final. I mean, yeah, you can repaint a room if the paint doesn't turn out. Yeah, you can, if the furniture doesn't look right, you can send it back and get something. Yeah, but it's a lot of work. And you really find out, do you know what you like? Do you know what feels good to you? And what may have appeared to be a good idea initially, that's actually maybe something better that you can do. Just being the possibilities of creating and being a creator in that space, and for that particular thing, it's mind blowing. My mind was blown. I'm glad I did it. It was a lot of work because I started out trying to DIY it myself, and I just realized it's above my pay grade. Get somebody else to do it, and that's what I had to do. So So I did that. That was a rose. Let's see. The book club and surrendering to God. Even though it was scary, it was the best thing I could have done. And I'm gonna keep doing it. Grow my relationship with God. It's interesting when you think you have a relationship, and when it grows, you're like, I wasn't doing nothing. You know, like, talk about a babe in Christ, Lord. You know, but allowing that to continue to grow. But I hope that everyone has an amazing 2025. Start off with doing just one thing. It'll grow. It's a domino effect. I promise you. You don't have to break your neck trying to be a millionaire. Start $1 at a time. You don't have to break your neck trying to lose 1 pound. Lose 1 inch at a time. Little results add up. It just matters that we take a step. Do one step. One step. One step. If you want to grow your relationship with God, say, thank you, Lord. Just one. That's one more than you had been because you're so busy. Not because you don't care. You're so busy. Taking time to stop. Take a deep breath. Thank you. You one step closer. So just take one step. And we're going to be great together this year. We're going to be great. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see who Club Shay Shay has. Who's going to kick off the year this year? Cat Williams did his big one last year. Who is it going to be this year? We're going to talk about it, whoever it is. Have a wonderful first day of the year. Have a wonderful start to any goals that you have set for yourself. If you are relaxing, enjoy that as well. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Ciao.